Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're just going to talk about the Rampage and collision stuff from last week, as well as Dynamite, and then the Ring of Honor stuff. So we'll just get right into it. So we kick it off with Rampage from June 30th. For the Ring of World Title, Claudio Castagnoli retains over Commander 13 minutes and 43 seconds via knockout. Sean Spears defeats the Blade at 4 minutes. Tag team match at QTV, Joint TV, and QT Marshall defeating Isaiah Cassidy and Matt Hardy 10 minutes and 12 seconds. In the main event, Hikaru defeating Tyler Valkyrie 10 minutes and 26 seconds. Also, out of those four matches, I recommend checking out the opening Ring of Honor World Title match and Shida versus Valkyrie, basically the opening and main event match. And then we go to Collision, this is episode 3. So MJF, the AEW World Champion, defeat Kip Morris in 37 seconds. So MJF has another match that's on for the AEW World Title. He defends his Hamilton against Ethan Page, and MJF retains over 10 minutes 57 seconds. And we had the first of 3 quarterfinal matches of the 2023 Owen Hart Cup tournament. First one was Powerhouse defeating Dustin Rhodes 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Miro defeating Anthony Henry 3 minutes and 8 seconds. The second quarterfinal match, Ricky Starks defeating Juice Robinson 15 minutes and 24 seconds, so he will face Powerhouse Hobbs in the semifinals. For the TBSO, Chris Statler retains over Lady Frost 7 minutes and 54 seconds. In the main event, the final quarterfinal match of the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, Samoa Joe, the Ring of Honor Television Champion, defeating Roderick Strong 13 minutes 24 seconds via referee's decision. So Samoa Joe will meet CM Punk in the semifinal, and I'll tell all the cards for that after the Dynamite review, which we'll jump into right now. So we kick it off with the first quarterfinal of the AEW World Tag Team Title Contenders Tournament, Blind Eliminator, whatever you want to call it. International Champion Orange Cassidy teams with Darby Allin, defeating Swerve Winners Glory, Keith Lee, and Swerve Strickland 11 minutes and 16 seconds. I actually really enjoyed this opening match. I just went 7 out of 10. Darby hit Swerve with the Last Supper. I like some of the spots where Lee just like throws Darby off across the ring, and then on the outside, Swerve put Darby under steel steps, and Keith Lee had Cassidy on his back, and he just climbs up the stairs with Darby on. He sold that perfectly. But I really enjoyed this match. So, and we do get torn about off top with the brackets after, and then after the match, Keith Lee shows respect to both Orange and Darby. And then we go to a village of the Buddy Wayne Academy as Darby tells train with him. Then he received a text message about Buddy passing away. Then he became angry and composed when he asking what about Buddy's son Nick Wayne was going to do. Then he made that pact with Nick that day to watch over him. And then we get footage from Divine Wrestling from last year. I believe it was last year before Wells too. And when he got offered an AW contract. And Darby says he was talking to Tony Khan about hiring Nick not to do as a friend because he's that good. And now he's 18 years old, so he's ready to officially sign, because I think he was like 16 or 17 when they offered him the contract. But we will see Nick Wayne next week on Dynamite. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought we were going to get more vignettes from that, just not the one next week, but I'm glad we're getting it. But Nick Wayne, if you haven't seen him, he's really, really talented. He's actually one half of the Game Changer Wrestling Tag Champs with John Oliver, and he's currently at DDT Pro right now, but he's really good in the ring. And we go to the parking lot, we see Tony Schiavone. He's waiting for Jungle Boy Jack Perry arrives at the arena. So Jungle Boy gets out of the SUVs last week was ridiculous. He's not bugged from New York. Take a shot at Hook. He'll handle a Hook in the ring like professionals. He's going to TK's office to demand a match for the FTW title. But before he can leave, we see Hook attack Jungle Boy, and then he just runs back to his car, escapes. That segment was pretty disappointing, a follow-up for last week, but we're officially getting this title match soon. And we go to footage of AEW World Champion Adam Cole, yeah. MJF and Adam Cole hanging out at the gym as MJF was waiting for Cole outside the gym, and then Cole said he's been here for an hour, and so MJF asked why he wasn't wearing his Better Than You Baby shirt, which I did get a laugh. In the back, where we see a local Canadian pro wrestler Perf in the background as MJF started making fat jokes until Cole told him to stop, as it was not funny. Then he said he does say that reminds him of Tony Schiavone, which they got left as Cole as looking like they're bonding. And MJF Cole starts working out, which is MJF pretty impressive. And then he says, "What the bleep?" before cutting off. I really enjoyed that. I like these two teaming up. It's actually, I've been enjoying them. I hope they don't. I know the breakup's happening, but I hope it goes on for a little bit longer. Then we go to our second match of the show. The trios actually, we had the Acclaim, Anthony Bowens, Matt Cassidy with Billy Gunn, defeating Bala Boys, Garv, and Harv Shearer, and the Blade 6 minutes 39 seconds via mic drop on Harv. It was okay, honestly. This does not need to go 6 minutes, honestly. I could just want 5 out of 10. It was okay. It was just kind of there. Didn't really have much to say. And honestly, it did not need a pitcher-in-pitcher break, honestly. And then after the match, Harley they started claiming Billy were going to do the scissor celebration, but Harley came and interrupted. And they said how they got their asses beat by QTV on Rampage. And she made a music video for next week on Dynamite. She's just going to show everybody your true talent. And then Billy Gunn basically said, tell her to suck it. And then we go to footage of Eddie Kingston winning the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight title from Kenta on the New Japan Strong's Independence Day Day 2 on July 5th. Kingston, yes, he is in Japan because he's going to be wrestling in the G1 Climax this year. That kicks off July 15th. And we go to a video of Jon Moxley. By the way, Moxley was in Japan as well. He was competing on both of those shows. On July 4th, him and Homicide lost to El Desperado and Jun Kazai in a tag team notice qualification match. And then on July 5th, he beat El Desperado in a final death match. But yeah, I mean, it's just asking what he's complaining about. Moxley had a dream of Kingston, letting the past go and come ready, pretend like reality until Kingston answers phone. And then we go backstage. Sorry, I went quiet there for a second. I lost my note there. But anyway, we go backstage to see RJ ready to connect with Matt Hardy as we find out who Matt Hardy's partner is going to be. RJ said Jeff, and Matt's like his brother Jeff Hardy. Nope, it's going to be Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, it was just there. And we will find out the brackets. Well, I'll talk about that after. So Chris Jericho makes it on the ring. He tells about crowd being loud, but it's bittersweet from as the last couple months. He has a couple of losses, and he's time to re-elevate and make some changes. He says the province of Alberta is the perfect place to do it, and this is where he started his pro wrestling career. Jericho thought about training down the street was too hard, and people, he thought people were booing, but they were actually saying Stu, so he asked why they were booing. Then he starts naming all the cities he drove by this week, and remember what it was like when he first started wrestling. Then he says become the best version of Chris Jericho before we hear Don Callis' music comes in the ring, and the people at Edmonton and Hillsborough do not like Callis. And he's talking 6 years ago today, he called Jericho main event Tokyo, no kidding. They technically did main event, but whatever. Jericho talks about how Callis was miserable there, and he hoped Callis get into AEW. Wasn't for him, he wanted him to be here. Callis also getting betrayed by Kenny Omega, embrace of trust, and trusting his best friend of 30 years. Callis actually, if he wants to history by joining the Don Callis family, but he's a accident. Then he creates him. Then he says his answer is maybe. I actually really enjoyed this segment here between two Canadians, and I wouldn't mind Jericho joining the Don Callis family. Honestly, I'm so tired of the JS. I wish the Jericho British would break up. It's not really doing much for maybe that's for Garcia and Guevara, but that's really it. But yeah, and then we go back to Broad Strong. He says, "Feel amazing after his attack on Collision from Samoa Joe this past Saturday," but Dr. Sampson said otherwise. Adam Cole walks his unique here comes out strong. It's calling him MJF. Then Cole gets a text message from MJF saying, "Hey bro, you ready to deliver a double clothesline?" And then Cole said he had to leave to do the match. So we go to that match now, the second quarterfinal match of the blind eliminator, number whatever you want to call this tournament. I'm just gonna say blind eliminator tournament. It's AEW World Champion MJF and Adam Cole gets the Magic meets Matt Menard and the Butcher. So Menard and Butcher tag Cole and MJF from behind, and then MJF has Menard in the stretch, and then he asks Cole for assistance. So he asks the fans chant Cole to do it, so he does. The Butcher tags in, keeps attacking MJF as we go to break. When we come back from break, it was pretty much they were controlling MJF's yelling for Cole to help him, which I laugh. And so Cole makes the tag and then basically hits super kick in the boom for the win. And how did this go? 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I mean, it was fun. I actually really like MJF and Adam Cole double teaming up. They didn't do the double clothesline like MJF asked them to do, but this was predictable. But it was I enjoyed it. I give this one 5 out of 10. And then after the match, MJF just gets on the microphone. He has any devil worshippers in the house as the fans start chanting for MJF. Then he tells Cole to do his thing, do the pose. Then asks about double clothesline, but Cole tells him to shut up about it. And then MJF asked Cole if they're going to have no pro session this weekend. So he said, sure, why not? But Cole was about to leave, but MJF said one more thing. He tells him it's his birthday, as it was Adam Cole's birthday. As streamers came up from the ceiling, the fans in Edmonton started chanting happy birthday. And then we had staff at AEW come down with birthday stuff. And then he puts a birthday hand on Cole, and he basically how it goes, sings happy birthday. Cole tells him to stop. He's appreciative, and then he was going to put his face in the cake, but MJF actually ended up in the cake. He said that's good cake, so the crowd in Alberta started chanting, eat the cake, which I got a laugh out of that. To close that, and then he calls a t-shirt, and he said thank you to my friend MJF. Yeah, because I actually really enjoyed that whole. I'm enjoying this MJF Cole tag team. And we go backstage. We see Renee Paquette is with the 2022 Women's Own Heart Cup winner for Baker. She touts on being the face of AEW, and then she's going to basically repeat, try to go back to back by being the runner up of last year's Roosevelt, and this time in the quarterfinals. And then we come back from break. Renee is with JS as Dale Garcia, Sammy Guevara, as they said they need Jericho. Jericho walks in, he said maybe doesn't mean yes, but they can't be under his wing forever. And he talks about them reaching out, and this leaves Renee to announce that Guevara and Garcia will be teaming up in the Blonde Eliminator tournament. I'll tell who they're facing when we get to the Rampage portion. And then Jericho basically tells them to show them who to be the lead here and win the tag team titles. So basically, they're teasing about breaking JS, and honestly, they should. And speaking of the Owen Hart Cup, we're going to the final quarterfinal match of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. Britt Baker versus Ruby. So this is the finals of last year's tournament. They were supposed to meet last week, but Britt Baker was sick. Also, I did not enjoy this match. Ruby Soho does get the win over Britt Baker at 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Honestly, I give this one 3 out. Way too much interference from Saraya and Women's Champ Toni Storm. I did like when they did the double or nothing spot from last year, where try to think of the spot. Oh, the roll where Breaker had Soho in the rope and then basically got for switch, and then Toni Storm hangs onto the ropes. So honestly, I don't really got much to say, to be honest with you. I don't care about this match, but Ruby Soho will face Sky Blue in the semifinals. But I'm kind of glad that she's not facing. I'm kind of glad they're not doing Breaker again. But I'm glad you kind of figure if Sky Blue was a face, you figure Ruby Soho, because they rarely do face versus face. Then after the match, Sky Blue comes behind Soho and they have Stereo, which that'll be on next week's Dynamite. And then we go to main event. We go to Canada's own Kenny Omega's one with Yuta. I actually really enjoyed this match. Omega does get the win over Yuta, 16 minutes and 17 seconds via One Wing Angel. Yuta basically attacked Omega before the bell rings, and then Omega hits a backbreaker for a 2 count. Yuta comes out with a missile draw kick. I actually thought Wheeler had the match one where Don Callis comes out, security held him back. Takeshita shoves behind, nails a blue thunder bomb, and then Yuta hits a frog splash. But I actually thought that was going to be. I thought Yuta was going to pin Omega twice, because if you forgot a double or nothing, he pinned him in that Anarchy in the Arena match. And I like how Omega stopped at the top rope and nailed the One Wing Angel. But I really enjoyed this match. Honestly, I just went 7 out of 10. And then after the match, Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of World Champion, joins Takeshita and beating out Omega. Humbugs make the save with chairs, and then they take out Claudio with BT Trigger. Paige was going to hit Claudio with the chair, but we saw Dark Order runs out and stalls out as we close out this week's Dynamite. Overall, I actually really enjoyed this week's Dynamite. It was more storytelling really than any wrestling, but the only 2 matches I recommend checking out is the Swerve and Glory Darby Allin Orange Cassidy match and the main event. That's the only 2 I recommend checking out. But overall score, I just went 7 out of 10. So I'll just run down them. So the semifinals of are now officially filled. So for the men's side, we have CM Punk versus Mojo and Powerhouse for Ricky Starks. In the women's side, it will be Will Knight versus Athena and Ruby Soho for Sky Blue. And then I will give spoilers here for the semifinals of the Blonde Eliminator tournament, but if you don't want to hear, just fast forward like 5-10 seconds. So the semifinals will be International Champion Orange Cassidy versus JS, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, and AEW World Champion MJF versus AEW World Champion MJF, and Adam Cole versus Brian Cage and Big Bill. So tonight's Rampage, the final 2 core of the Blonde Eliminator tour. The first one, JS, is Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara will go against Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. The winners will meet the Cassidy and Darby Allin match. Hakushi will go on over Randy Shavir. Brian Cage and Big Bill for Trent and Matt Sydal in the other quarterfinal match, where we'll meet MJF and Adam Cole. If you I did say the spoilers for some, but if you didn't hear them, then yep. And then trios actually with Humbugs, Heyman Page, Matt and Nate Jackson versus Dark Horse, Evil Uno, John Silver, Alex Reynolds. Then Saturday on Collision, non-title match, AEW World Tag Champions, FTR, Dax Hell, Cash Wheeler, first Bullet Club Gold's Jay Weiners Robinson, if Bullet Club Gold wins, they get an AEW World Tag Team title match. And then the semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks. And from the women's side, Will Knight versus Athena. And then Wednesday on Dynamite, here are the spoilers or the semifinals, so skip 5-10 seconds. And National Champion Orange Cassidy versus JS. MJF and Adam Cole versus Brian Cage and Big Bill. The final semifinal match of the Women's Owen Hart Cup, Ruby Soho for Sky Blue, Swerve versus Nick Wayne, and Chris Show versus Commander. And then the Collision on July 15th, that'll be in Calgary. The finals of the Owen Hart Cups tournament. So on the men's side, it would be the winner of Punk Joe meets the winner of Powerhouse Ricky Starks match. And for the women's side, it would be the winner of the Rose Sky Blue match meets the winner of the Will Nightingale, Dina match. But that is the AEW stuff. Now we'll go to Ring of Honor right quick. So we had opening match, Commander defeating Greg A. Loco. Daniel Garcia defeating Christopher Daniels in the second match. Match 3, 6-man tag team champions Gates of Agony, Khan and Toy Leona defeating Action Andrade, Darius Martin. Match number 4, 6-man tag team match, The Righteous Dutch and Vincent and Stu Grayson, female Kmart, Rip Impact, and Zach Patterson. Tag team match, Big Bill and Lee Mayor defeating the boys, Brandon and Brent Tate. That was match 5. Match number 6, proven ground match, Athena, the women's champion, defeats Celia Sparks. Match number 7, 8. It was originally supposed to be Jay Drake versus Tony Nese, but Mark Briscoe came in the ring and made it a triple threat match. So we got that. Mark Briscoe defeats both men. Match number 8, D Monte defeats Vanessa Craven. Match number 9 in a fatal 6-way match. 6-man tag team champ Brian Cage defeats Josh Woods, Don Castle, Shane Taylor, Trent Seven, and Willie Mack. In the main event, 6-person tag match. The Kingdom's Matt Taven and Mike Bennett team up with the returning Layla Hirsch. It was originally supposed to be Maria Canales Bella, but Maria couldn't complete. She wasn't cleared. Defeating the Infinite, Kylie Brown, Sean Dean, Trevor, Trish, Adora. Honestly, episode 19 was actually pretty good. I give this one 7 out of 10. Only matches I recommend check out from this show is the Commander Greg Local match, the fatal 6-way match, and a 6-person. That's the only 3 I recommend checking out. And so far, Made for Death before the start, that'll be on July 21st, is the Ring or World Title on the line. Claudio Castagnoli defends against Mark Briscoe. But that is it for me for this week, guys. I'll be back next week with the usual AEW stuff and Ring of Honor. Have a good weekend, guys. Stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.